What's the maple tea? It's here in Canada, Canada's drag race.
Wait, what do we name your house?
Oh, well, we'll talk about that. Let's just get into it.
Get through the anthem like you do every morning in elementary school or in Catholic school.
Elementary, Catholic, yeah, somewhere.
I don't remember if they did it in high school. I don't remember if we had to listen to the anthem every morning. We had announcements.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Did they do it? Like, I never was at school at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
So
I don't know. I don't know. Again, our attempts at streaming on my Facebook page failed.
Has broken.
It's broken. It won't work. So who knows?
Exactly. Who knows? But hi, sweet peas. My name is Miss Tyffanie Morgan.
And I am Miss Rowena Whey.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the names say beneath us.
Yes.
And here we are in Sweet Pea Studios.
Oh, is that what we named it? I liked Maison de Morgan.
There were a lot of really great names. So if anyone doesn't really know what we're talking about here, I was trying to figure out a different name to call my living room.
Yeah, and we can't call it the prostitution hole. We have to call it something fancier, right?
Yeah.
It's not a brothel. It's not a brothel.
Prostitution hall.
I couldn't think of the word. Prostitution hole.
Is it a brothel? Is it a sex club? What is it?
Oh,
well, it's not
is
any
it
of
the
that.
zoo?
Is it the zoo? Is it Hepatitis Central? Is it? Which it's not. Stop walking. Stop getting away from me. Hi, Robert.
Yes, we are from Canada. That's with the Canadian flag, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Right behind us. Don't you just love how I've put so much effort into this?
So much effort. And today we are advertising Canada. That's it. Just Canada.
With a little bit of ginger.
Yes.
With a little bit of real ginger. Hey, that stuff's really good. That helps the tummies. It helps the tummies. Oh, I forgot to do that. I should turn that thing off, just in case you're picking that up.
If I start sweating, that's why. Speak French. Oui, c'est Canada.
Okay. All right, we got some interesting fans out there. Jazz Morgan, are you out there? Can you hear us? Can you hear?
She's
Mama,
the only one who watches
me?
us consistently. So.
I know. God bless her. God bless her. Oh.
Interior Delusion Lounge. Well,
no, it's called Sweet Pea Studios. It's not that, Francesco.
I kind of like Interior Delusion Lounge.
Well, I was going to call it Shea Teas, but that's the name of my idea of a bar or something. Sort of thing.
Bienvenue à
Shea Tea.
Qu'est-ce que c'est le thé d'érable?
So this is Sweet Pea Studios.
That's
not
right,
my
right?
living room. It's not my living room.
Qu'est-ce que c'est le thé d'érable? What's the maple tea?
Oh, is that what maple is?
Yeah. Oh, Melissa also watches.
Oh, of course she does. Of course,
yes.
we need to give her some props.
Yes, props. So we have wigs and fans and tambourines. Those are the props you get.
Yay for being a consistent viewer.
I like how it's just your family.
We're so excited. My family are tight. We're tight. Oh my goodness sakes. Where are we going?
I don't know.
We're in a different room now because we've been doing it in my home office / the spare bedroom.
This is a much nicer environment. It's much more open. I realize that none of you can see anything different because it's still the same backdrop. But we're actually in a room that has like space for me to reach.
Yeah, like, you know, we can move around.
We could do the YMCA.
And I keep looking down here, which I really shouldn't be doing, but that's where the chats are down here.
That's where the people are.
That's where the people are. I want to be where the people are.
I
But I
don't.
keep
COVID.
staring down at the chats.
Tight, baby. Tight, baby.
Tight.
Sex is a Texas drought. It'll make you do that kind of stuff that only something sing about. I don't remember.
have no idea what's going on with
That is the Discovery Channel song.
That is not the Discovery Channel song.
It is the Discovery Channel. You and me, baby,
Oh,
ain't
that-
nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they
For a
do.
minute there, I thought you were talking about...
Discovery Channel.
was it called the... oh my god.
I don't know. I don't know what it was called.
It was called High School Terrible Dreams.
It was a long time ago. It was a long time ago. We don't talk
Terrible
about that era anymore.
No.
No.
We talk about Canada's Drag Race.
Yes,
Hashtag
we do.
Canada's
Drag Race. Yes, that's why we're here. What's the Maple Tea is all about Canada's Drag Race.
Dun, 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 dun. So...
Is that supposed to be the Canada's Drag Race theme song?
Is there a theme song?
They do Canada's Drag Race. Start your engines. Canada's Drag Race. May the best woman.
Best woman win. Okay. Well, there we go.
Or something.
Something like that.
One day,
Something like
we will
that.
come up with the Canada's Drag Race theme song, and it'll probably be sung by Celine Dion.
And it'll probably be on iTunes.
It will be on iTunes, because we're going to put out a single on iTunes. I don't know what the content's going to be yet. It might just be this podcast, but The Bad Touch. Thank you. It's called
Okay. The Bad Touch. Thank you.
Yeah.
The Bad Touch. Oh my god. But no, yeah, like we're referencing to the fact that 2 episodes ago,
2 episodes ago.
like everyone seemed to have like a song that they released on iTunes.
Yeah, Priyanka and Scarlett and Rita. Essentially
yeah.
all the queens that are doing really well.
So, my predictions last week, if I recall correctly.
Do we have like a flashback button?
No, we don't.
No. Can we like
'Cause
do
it's
picture in
It's
picture?
live.
Live picture in picture.
I do not have it set up, so it's not happening. I predict the high scores will be Kiara, Lemon, and Scarlett Bobo.
And were the high scorers Lemon, Kiara, and Scarlett Bobo?
Well, Kiara, Rita Baga
was safe. Scarlett was
No, they were the winning team. Scarlett Bobo, Kiara, and Rita Baga were the winning team. They were the team. They were the very high. Rita Baga, out of them, was the number 1.
Are we sure?
Oh, you're going to go there, aren't
I'm
you?
going to go check.
So the scores are at the top.
I don't believe you.
We're going to a very exclusive website that none of you know anything about.
Okay, so last week, oh yeah.
Ha ha.
See, this is what I get for not researching. I need to study. I need to study for these exams.
So my prediction, I had Lemon in there too, but she was just safe.
Well, so my predictions last week were for Bobo, and
I think you had Jimbo, didn't you?
Jimbo. I said Bobo and Jimbo because I liked saying Bo. And then I predicted Tynomi would finally do well. And I am sorry to say, I think I speak for every Tynomi.
Spoilers.
I think I speak for every Tynomi Banks fan. She has so much potential, and I'm sorry to see her go because I know that she could do really well.
All right, so let's talk about that then, because so in the last episode, Tynomi Banks was voted off.
Voted off the island.
RuPaul Island and Drag Race Island, and
she had to swim away for her life.
Exactly.
See, I'd be really good at this.
In
I
the
would go
Arctic
away.
Oceans. In the North Atlantic.
Oh yeah. Hudson's Bay.
In the Hudson's Bay. She communed with beluga whales. It was great.
Narwhals and beluga
Narwhals
whales.
and beluga whales. So it was, so some of my thoughts about that, because there was a lot of my friends on Facebook. I will tell you my thoughts if you want to hear them or not. If you want to hear, but a lot of my friends, well, not one. Anyway, on Facebook.
One of her friends.
Well, there was a whole thread of like 100 chats
Between her and one person.
No, not me. I did not engage. I did not engage into that Facebook. Disengaged from the Facebook, because there was a lot of like heated words in there. But after reading that, because there was a lot of Toronto people who were pissed off that Tainomi got voted off because she is seen as like the top, like one of the legendary performers and stuff in Toronto.
One of the legendary children.
She's no, she's not children. She's legendary.
Yeah,
you know. But
that's a quote. Never mind.
Yeah, the legendary children. Yeah, okay. But I started thinking that she hasn't. Let's not really talk about necessarily the competition process. This is a totally different thing. But I started wondering if there was a lot of high expectations, too high expectations of the judges and of everyone else there. Because everyone's like, oh, Tainomi, I know you. You can do better than this. You can do better than this. You can do better than this. Well, this is a different competition.
But she wasn't doing well. Like, just in general, she wasn't doing well. So, every episode, I agreed that she should be in the bottom. Or at least really low. So, I mean, despite the fact that some of the judging is questionable, but it always is on Drag Race, they have to be controversial.
It's your opinion and stuff like that, right? And that's why you have multiple judges, so that you level those opinions out.
But I mean, yes, they probably were looking for more from Tainomi, but they're looking for more from all of them. They're now on a national, international stage. They should be doing well.
Well, that's a good point. Because I think I just forgot her name. But anyway, she was kind of driving home the last episode that this is a competition. Competition, people. Because us Canadians,
we're so nice.
We're
not good. We're not bad. We're just nice.
We're team players. It's all about teams. And
Hockey.
Making sure, like, everyone finishes last.
Everyone finishes last?
First. Everyone finishes first.
What kind of teams did you play on? Oh, wait. Have you played on teams? Other than the gay team, have you played on teams?
Probably not. No.
Just so that everyone in the audience who knows
Checkers
doesn't know sports, when you're playing on a team, your goal is usually to get your team first, not last. First.
Yeah, well, slip of the tongue. What can I say? Oh my word. Anyway, I was wondering if they were putting too much high expectations on her. And I just want to also point out too that because I was like, why are they always wearing blankets and stuff? Yeah, the last episode you could clearly tell.
Yeah, they were freezing. They looked like they were shivering. I don't know what they've done. Maybe they were trying to keep costs low, and so they didn't pay for heating. But it's clearly cold in those studios, and it's only November when they were filming. So it wouldn't have been that cold.
They obviously did not turn the heat. Like, you kind of wonder about the budget. There was a lot of budget in that scenery that they have there that you can tell.
Oh, you mean the runway?
The runway and just reproducing that studio and stuff. The change room area.
Yeah. The workroom.
The workroom. Thank you. I keep forgetting these things. You can tell they were all frozen solid.
Ice queens. They're gonna be queen of the north. They have to know how to handle the cold.
The frozen queen.
It's cold in the shade.
It's cold in the shade.
I'm gonna claim that. I'm gonna claim that hashtag. It's cold in the shade.
Cold in the shade.
So
starting at the beginning. Oh, sorry.
But yeah, so last week we had another construction challenge. Oh wait, no, they had the underwear. The pit crew. Pit crew. I will say that I'm enjoying Stacey McKenzie as a host.
Oh my God, she's great.
I love her. She's great.
I love Stacey McKenzie. Mm-hmm. Well, I loved her ever since, like I said, Fashion File.
I'm not a big fan of Junior Bacon Cheeseburger yet.
That's thread that I was talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Shredded him.
Oh, I like pulled pork. That wasn't a good analogy, but still, it works. So the first challenge, they had to do memory match of men in their underwear. And honestly, I think that if I were on that episode, I would just go down the line and be like, 1, take yours off. 2, take yours off. And just keep going down the line until I happen to get a match. Because I want to see them all.
Well, I think that's why they all, like, half of them started with number one. Number one, please drop your drawers.
Number one. Okay, number one again. And again.
And again. And again. Yeah, it was...
Although, I'm not fully impressed with the underwear. The underwear was kind of boring.
Well, I was surprised that they weren't...
branded?
It wasn't a line.
Yeah.
It wasn't a line. It was just colored underwear.
We have a lot of good underwear brands in Canada. I don't know why they didn't get a sponsor. Maybe they couldn't get a sponsor.
Maybe they couldn't get a sponsor. I don't know.
Seems weird,
But... Or the sponsor backed out last minute or something like that. You never really know.
Maybe. But I did like the shiny underwear.
Ooh, yeah, the lame.
Mm-hmm.
Give me some lame.
Is that what you call that? Lame? I would have called it like chrome.
Or, well, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Lame is like a fabric and something. I don't know.
But so, the winner of that was Jimbo. And
who then revealed, he's like, I'm in it to win it. I'm in it to win it, he says.
Top fan tuning in. Hi, Annihilation.
Oh, Annihilation's in here. Let's get the chat back up there. Hi, Annihilation. So she, Anne, Annihilation, is a top fan on T-Show's Facebook page.
Oh.
Because these Facebook things just do that automatically. Gave her a notification. Didn't give me one.
I have top fans. They always reject the top fan status.
This is about the new episodes?
No.
This was last week's episode.
Last week's episode.
Yeah, last week's episode. So if you haven't watched it, just turn this off right now and watch this later.
Or just get spoiled and it's fine. We already talked about who went home. We don't have to say that again. We already said that, so we can just not spoil that.
No, we're going to talk about it again.
Yeah. Okay, fine. We'll talk about it again.
Yeah.
So anyways, the main challenge was a construction challenge again.
Mm-hmm.
But this time they had no fabric to work with. It was all recyclable materials.
Recyclable. That was all first-use materials, let me just tell you. But...
No, it wasn't recycled. It was recyclable.
Yeah.
So one team got paper, which honestly I thought would have been the easiest. One team got plastic.
Mm-hmm. Paper, plastic.
And the other one got metal. And metal definitely would be the hardest because you have to worry about not cutting yourself constantly the entire time.
Well, that's it.
Tetanus. I hope they had some tetanus shots on site.
Paper and plastic. You can cut yourselves on those things.
But like,
too.
Yes, but paper cuts are like quick and dirty. And then but metal cuts, they can stick with you for a very long time.
Oh.
Tetanus. Poisoning.
Tetanus poisoning. I thought that just had to do with like dirty materials getting into your skin. I thought that's what that had to do. I don't know.
Rusty metals.
Rusty metals. Oh.
That's why if you step on a rusty nail, you need to get a tetanus shot.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Sorry, you made me nervous for a moment there because I did step on something. It went through my foot, but then again, I didn't get jaw locked, so I don't.
This is why she doesn't wear high heels. We finally figured out the reason.
I can't. Yeah, I impale myself on them all the time. No, when you get to be a more full-figured woman, the last thing you want to be doing is putting all your pressure on your baby toe, because that's what those shoes do. Damn it. That's what those shoes do. Speaking of which, I'm getting warm. I'm just like, there we go. I'll just fan myself over here.
Props.
We got props for ya. Props.
Hello. So the three teams were Rita, Kiara, and Scarlett. And they were plastic.
They were Team Plastic.
They came up with a fun name that I can't remember anymore.
Oh, well, I'll look it up. You keep talking.
Okay. The second group was Boa, Priyanka, and Lemon, and they were Team Metal.
House of Rust.
And the other one was La Maison Boraga.
Yeah, that was really thoughtful, because that was a combination of all their names.
Well, House of Rust is metal, and that's thoughtful.
Yeah, but it's not a combination of all their names.
But I like how they all went with French. See, this is why I wanted to name you Maison de Morgan. Anyways, and then the paper team was Ilona, Jimbo, and Tainomi, and they were Maison Papier.
Maison Papier. Well, when you think high fashion, because I think that's the name of the game. At the beginning, they all knew this was take these recyclable products and give us high fashion. Let me just emphasize, it was supposed to be high haute couture, high fashion.
So much French today in this episode.
I know. We're so bilingual.
So bilingual.
So bilingual.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
I would like my poutine.
And they didn't seem to be allowed to wear their own undergarments either. Because usually they say, like, you can make these outfits using fabrics from the F&S fashion wall and these materials, but also your own undergarments and, like, heels and stuff. But none of them seemed to be wearing undergarments. They all were wearing...
Oh.
They all were only wearing these materials, which is kind of insane.
Well, yeah, because so Boa's outfit had a lot of reveal, but she may have had her own underneath.
Well, I mean, they'd have their padding and stuff, but like, it didn't seem like that anyone had corsets.
Didn't look like she had any padding.
Well, no one had corsets. No one had. No, everyone was very like boxy and straight.
But Jimbo definitely had his own, like, because he added the fabric. Sorry, not the fabric. The paper onto his shoes.
Oh, right. Yes.
Right.
Well, I don't think you can make shoes out of. Well, I mean, you could make shoes. That'd be a challenge. That'd be cool.
Get me 2 Kleenex boxes and I'm on that runway right now. I'm on that runway right now with 2 Kleenex boxes. I will do it.
So, what did you think of their outfits? Which was your favorite group?
It was definitely the winning group. So
Plastic.
Maison de Baraga. Yeah, because because
life in plastic is fantastic.
I don't know why they never said that anywhere. There was no, like, plastic is fantastic. There was no reference, like, you know, that's, like, come on now.
You gotta do
plastic
a Barbie Girl reference.
Fantastic.
You gotta do it.
Plastic is fantastic. No, that, to me, was, because it was so funny, too. In the workroom when they're getting ready, there was a lot of, like, oh, plastic, oh, they look like crap, da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, when they came out on that runway, mwah! Magnifique!
Well, so the first time I watched it, I did not think that they looked amazing on the runway. Like, any of them. I didn't think any of the groups looked amazing, except for Paper. And then I went back and watched it again. I think I was watching it... I wasn't really paying attention probably the first time, but I watched it again, and Plastic was amazing. They were fantastic.
Yeah, because
the structures they managed to get.
A lot of the materials, you wouldn't know that material was, let's say, a tarpaulin or whatever you want to call it. Because they had painted it so well, and I think that was Bobo.
Yeah.
I think Bobo was doing a lot of that painting.
It's her clown makeup skills.
Yeah, and then when Rita Vega shaved her head and did that makeup, like, with that outfit, too.
Have you seen her Club Kid pictures from way back when?
Like,
because she has some very interesting looks.
How old is she anyway?
She's only 32, 33.
How could she even be doing Club Kid looks at 32, 33?
She was hired to do Club Kid looks. She was hired to, when she first started doing drag, do Club Kid looks. That was her job. That's what she said.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I'm just going through my, like, memory banks. But, like, the whole Club Kid thing.
That's the sound of that computers make when you cycle through their memory.
Because the Club Kid scene, in my mind, was finished just slightly before I got on the scene. Like, I was just hanging out with ex-Club Kids. When I first got onto the gay scene, I was hanging out with ex-Club Kids. They were teaching me how to do the makeup, because there's certain makeup things that Club Kids always do.
But, like, I don't think it's done. I think it's had a resurgence lately.
It had a resurgence. Oh, maybe that's it. The resurgence when they came out with the movie.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I have no idea if that's true or not.
Yeah, Party Monster. Hashtag Party Monster. I'm sure Annihilation knows all about it.
We love you.
Okay.
So then there was the metal group, and honestly, I think that with what they had, I liked it.
I
loved
thought
lemons.
it was the worst.
I loved lemons.
I was quite surprised. Well, I was not that surprised. You liked lemons.
Yeah. The metal chains going down to make the dress. Like, again, she seems to have this habit of making very boxy looks. I don't think she wears padding very much.
It was linear.
But,
yeah.
But, I mean, that is a high fashion trend, is to be very, like, straight, not curvy.
And Priyanka definitely had that, too. I had a lot of people who were like, oh, Priyanka looks beautiful. I didn't think that looked
It looked fine. It looked like it was made from trash. It really did.
I did that look years ago.
I liked Boa's better than Priyanka's. I like Boa's better than Priyanka's. It at least looked more finished, except for that diaper piece. But
I didn't mind diaper piece. I didn't mind that. Like, she's a full figure woman. Like,
no, I'm just thinking like the ruching in the diaper.
Oh,
yeah. And then there was Paper, and I actually thought that Paper looked the cleanest.
I would agree with the judges that, Jimbo, oh my God. Like, do you think he thought that he was doing that I think he was doing, he was on purpose. He was like, I'm focusing on my outfit and my outfit only because he knows that this is a competition for one, right? It's a competition for one. Even though they're in teams, there's only going to be one out of that whole, sort of thing. So, yeah, focus on your outfit being the most freaking fabulous sort of thing.
That outfit was hideous. I'm sorry. It was hideous.
It didn't move too well.
I think it was the definition of overdone. It was I did agree with them. Their critiques,
much. The critiques on the makeup, not going all the way through with it. I did agree with some of those critiques.
Jimbo's arms weren't painted. Yes, that is correct.
Jimbo's arms weren't painted.
Face was white, but arms were pink.
I didn't really understand the whole. I don't know where I was going with that. Because like they said, they're like, you look like a zombie.
Why is it that Jimbo looks like a zombie though? No matter how
a zombie in a pinata. A zombie in a pinata, and.
Yeah,
a quinceañera.
I want when Michelle Visage comes on the show, because she is. I don't know if it's this week or next week, but she is. This week. I want her to say to Jimbo, "Can you do pretty?"
Oh,
because I want to know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I want to know.
I want to know. Does he really love me?
The Paper team lost, and our lip syncers were Ilona Verley and Tynomi Banks.
And they did the typical Canadian thing. They helped each other out. They came up with a design together, and they did the same design. And then that's when there was the criticism, like, this is a competition for one sort of thing, right? So I totally agree with them, and I understand why they both were up for elimination. It was quite dramatic when Ilona started breaking down.
See, I was so sure that after that, Ilona was going to go home. I was positive. I was like, the same thing with Juicebox, and if you can't hold it together enough to lip sync.
Yeah.
I realize the pressure is high. The pressure is high on this show, but you're there to compete. The moment you give up, you should go home.
And you feel for these contestants, right? Because for Ilona, she's in a strange city. She's getting to know these girls because she's working with them day in and day out. Of course, there's going to be some connections and stuff like that. And there's always those references to the Toronto Queens because there's so many of them, but they all keep getting voted out.
Mm-hmm. Has anyone noticed? Toronto keeps going home.
Yeah, Toronto keeps going home, So I can empathize, which is very, very, very few times that I can do. I'm like, oh,
she's not a very empathetic person.
I felt something over here. What was that?
Stirring of a dead cold heart.
Just get me a new liver, please.
It spent too much time in the shade. # it's cold in the shade.
# it's cold in the shade. But yeah, and I totally agree because Chinomi was on the bottom, unfortunately, too many times.
Too many times, and it was her time.
And I want to see more of Alona.
Away.
Sashay away.
Yeah.
I want to see more of Alona, though.
Angina. You have angina.
It's in.
I think it's spelled with an A, Fran. So this week's episode, tonight we have, for the first time in Canada's Drag Race history, Snatch Game! Woo! Yes, Queen! There was much rejoicing.
Yes, Queen, Snatch. So that is tonight's episode. So we're done reviewing last week's episode. So tonight's episode is Snatch Game.
Snatch Game! Okay. You're on the very first ever Canada's Drag Race Snatch Game. Who do you do?
Let's see what some of the audience says here. But I'm wondering if it's going to have to be a Canadian.
Oh God, I hope not.
I'm wondering if it has to be a Canadian, or that the contestants will only be thinking, "Oh, it has to be a Canadian," you know. But I'm like, if I see, so that's anyway. I don't know if this is prediction, but if I see someone doing an Anne Murray and doing it funny, I will like.
It has to be funny. It has to be funny. Remember, you have to make the hosts laugh. That's the whole point.
I know that's the competition, but that's the challenge.
Oh,
right?
but you want to do
laugh.
You want to do the character straight, but funny. As in, like, what they're saying is funny, but the character
I'm not saying that at all.
Straight.
I'm like, if you can make Anne Murray funny, I will love you forever. That's all I'm saying. That's
I
all
thought you were saying that you would kill them if they made her funny. I was like,
I will die on the floor if you can
die.
make Anne Murray's not necessarily the most funniest character that you can that I can think of off the top of my head, but you know.
Yes. So who would you do on Snatch Game?
Who would I do on Snatch Game?
Yeah.
I have no. Oh. Raspberries. What's her name again?
Raspberries.
It'll come to me.
I don't know this reference, so I don't.
I just forgot her name. It's lost. It's lost.
So
who would you do, Miss Rowena, on Snatch Game? Because she's obviously thought about it, right? Do you get that feeling that she's thought about it?
I have thought about it, and I think I don't know who I would do who's Canadian. I can't really think of any.
Well, there's like
Canadian
Celine Dion.
Well, but I couldn't
make her funny.
But I couldn't do Celine. I don't feel like I could do her justice. Carol Channing, says Raspberry.
Oh, Carol Channing, that's it. Thank you.
I would want to do like Megan Mullally as Karen Walker from Will and Grace.
Okay.
From Will and Grace.
Oh,
the like high. It's like the high pitched, nasally, like angry, bitchy, drunk.
And that wouldn't be too much of a stretch.
I know.
It wouldn't be too much of a stretch at all.
And I'd actually have to put on a breastplate, which would be interesting for me because I don't do that.
Like, I always loved the juice boxes. Like, she would joke around with about the juice boxes.
Juice boxes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I always loved that.
It's like, what's this? What's going on? What's happening?
What's going on? Sophie Trudeau. I saw someone do that funny, and it was freaking hilarious.
Okay.
Sophie Trudeau.
I mean, I don't know why, but I can't personally think of any, like...
What about Jean Chrétien?
I kind of like the traditional female Snatch Game impersonations.
Oh, yeah, I do
Me
too.
personally. Although I do think that Flava Flav on most recent season of All Stars was amazing. And Walter Mercado I thought was really good. And...
Jan Arden. I never even thought
Jan
about
Arden.
Jan Arden's freaking funny in person.
Yes,
she's freaking hilarious in person.
I saw someone today on Twitter was like, if no one from Canada's Drag Race does Moira Rose from Schitt's Creek, then we should all be very sad. Because that's a great idea.
Well, yeah, there's all those TV ones, too. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Never even thought of that.
But I don't know. They haven't revealed to us anybody. We don't know anybody.
I don't know nothing other than who the guest. So the judge is there.
Oh, who are the judges?
So it's Justin and Colin. Justin and Colin are going to be judging the Snatch Game.
I don't know who that is.
And I thought you would. And I thought you would. These are really great imports from the United Kingdom.
Oh.
And
do we have accents?
Of course they do. They're Scottish. I believe they're Scottish. Sister, you can tell me if I'm completely off on that. But they're now in Canada, and they do a lot of like
Colin and
home.
No, Mary Walsh is the guest host.
No, she is the guest judge, and I didn't.
No, guest host.
So special guests for the Snatch Game.
Oh, okay. As in the panelists.
The panelists. Well, they call them special guests.
Oh, well, whatever. And no, people on Wikipedia call them special guests.
Okay, fine. So Colin and Justin are going to be... They're freaking hilarious. And they do home renovations and all that kind of stuff. Mary Walsh, why are you clicking on that? Don't be
so that I can...
That. Well, and then you have to click on the first one.
Well,
and
yes.
This hour has 22 minutes. You don't remember who Mary Walsh is?
I had to double check.
This is Mark Caliahunte! I was looking for my sword. I was looking for my sword the entire time. Am I scaring you?
A little bit.
Don't you remember her, Mark Caliahunte, with the sword and stuff?
No, I don't.
Oh my God, these children! Anyway, she did a skit of Xena Warrior. She was Mark, and
Xena Warrior Princess.
And she would dress in the Xena Warrior outfit and go to Parliament Hill and talk to politicians and stuff. And this is Canadian history and comedy for you. This hour has 22 minutes. Great program, on CBC. And was she in Air Force too? Anyway,
Air Farce.
Air Farce, yeah.
I know Air Farce.
Oh, well, there we go.
There we go. See, I know a reference. Do you think they'll do an Air Farce episode? Canadian Air Farce.
No,
that would be
because
amazing.
they're not CBC. It's Bell Media, not CBC, right?
Well, was the Heritage Moments Bell Media? It doesn't mean they can't spoof it. I mean, Snatch Game is not Logo. Because Match Game wasn't Logo.
Interesting.
I think if they're spoofing it, then it's not technically...
Something to think about.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's 40 minutes in here. So we need
predictions.
Yeah. Predictions. Ooh. So who do you think was Snatch Game? Or, sorry, the whole thing. Oh, who do you think was Snatch Game?
I think that Priyanka is going to slay the Snatch Game. Because she has experience being a personality. And so I think that even if her character sucks, she's going to be funny. Will anyone do the actual queen?
That would be funny. That would be funny. The queen! Yeah, Priyanka. I
think Priyanka will do well.
But there's quite a few people there who are theater kind of queens too, right? So Jimbo is funny and has some of that kind of... And I'm thinking, when I think theater, I'm thinking the ad-libbing sort of thing, right? And Jimbo's pretty kind of good with that, I suppose. I think Boa would be challenged with that.
I think Boa's going to have a challenge.
Lemon, maybe not. Didn't she go down to New York for theater?
Dance.
She's going to have a challenge. She's going to have a challenge.
See, this is the thing, is like the people who win Snatch Game are not often the people I think are going to win Snatch Game.
Yeah, it's anyone's
guess. Anyone's snatch.
It's anyone's snatch. So predictions. Who did you say?
I said Priyanka.
I
think
All
Priyanka.
Right.
Who else do I think? I think that Rita Baga is going to do really well. She seems to have that personality, that chameleon-style personality. And I think that Ilona is going to fail.
I had that same idea, that Ilona isn't going to fail. I got that feeling, too. Even though I think she has some theater background, but I don't think she can... no. And she's young.
Apparently being young is a detriment in Miss Tyffanie Morgan's eyes.
Well, no. I'm just saying not as much experience.
Okay,
so,
boomer.
Sorry.
She's
Did
not.
you hear her? Did you hear her?
I didn't say anything.
Yes, you did. The whole world heard you call me boomer. That is ageist. Even though you're calling me out as being ageist as well. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We keep each other centered. Centered to the core.
Off-centered and centered.
So winner. So my prediction,
chicken dinner.
Winner, chicken dinner. I feel like I'm missing someone out of them all. But
so there's Kiara, Bobo, Rita, Boa, Priyanka, Lemon, Ilona, Jimbo. So
I'm gonna say Jimbo. I think. But he's. It's either Jimbo or Priyanka.
I think that Kiara is also going to be in the bottom.
Yes.
So my prediction for the bottom is Ilona and Kiara.
Boa. I worry about Boa.
I think that Boa's personality will bring her through just that little bit more.
Oh, yeah. I think she'll be safe, for sure. You're right. The judges love her. They
do.
They did give her a lot of criticism, but it's constructive criticism, right? So
for the construction challenge.
Exactly. So those are our predictions. What did I predict? Jimbo and Priyanka.
The problem with our predictions is we can never remember what we predicted the next week.
We gotta write these things down.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. So I would like to take this moment to say, hey, you can watch Breakfast. Listen to me at Breakfast with Tyffanie Wednesdays at noon. I was half thinking about taking a break, but we're just gonna plug that in there, shall we? Yeah, there we go. But yeah. So, Miss, I'd be plugging other stuff in there. I'll plug. I hope you watched the Monday with Mimi because that was a lot of fun live.
It was a great one-time event.
But here at Sweet Pea Studios, we hope to bring you some more programs as well. And I think I'll have some reruns. I think I'll be posting some.
That's what everyone loves. Reruns.
Well, reruns that aren't muted for various legal reasons.
I mean, people still tune in to watch reruns of Friends, and it's been 15 years.
Exactly. High quality content here.
Maybe when you're 80, people will still be watching reruns of Breakfast with Tyffanie.
God willing.
Wondering what the hell happened to your Monstera. I don't know if you have a Monstera.
Anyway.
It's a plant.
It's a plant.
It's a plant.
Have you seen one? I don't think so.
Anyways,
Sweet Peas from Sweet Pea Studios. I'm Tyffanie Morgan.
And I'm Rowena Whey, hopefully escaping Sweet Pea Studios.
All right, until next week, watch the programs tonight. Canada's Drag Race.
It's on at 9 on Crave. It's on
BBC 3 later.
BBC 3. It's now on Logo if you're in the States.
There we go. And
Wow Plus.
Yeah. Oh, and next week we can talk about how if you have applied for Drag Race, Canada's Drag Race or not. Yeah. All right. So bye-bye.
Bye.